Okay, please.
Hey guys, Hal here coming at you with another movie review. Thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to the channel. If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe for more. So today we're going to be talking about one of the OG horror flicks that kicked off an entire franchise, Friday the 13th. You know, the one with the creepy camp, the screaming teens, and an evil killer lurking in the woods. Although, surprise, it's not this matey boy. Well, not yet anyway. So grab your popcorn, turn off the lights, and let's dive into this absolute slasher nightmare. So let's get to it. So, a group of counsellors heads to Camp Crystal Lake to get it ready for summer. The camp has a bad reputation. Years ago, a boy named Jason drowned there, and ever since people call it Camp Blood. But of course, these teens don't care. They're too busy flirting, swimming, and doing all the things horror movie teens do right before getting murdered. One by one, they start disappearing in mysterious and brutal ways. So I've actually got a bit of history with this franchise because when I was 16 years old, I decided I wanted to watch all the old classic horror films, like from start to finish, each franchise, the Halloween franchise, Nightmare on Elm Street, as well as Friday the 13th. And it just so happens that this was the first box set that I bought. So I went through that whole roller coaster ride of watching all these films, and it's always just been such a place where I really kind of discovered this old horror classic slasher style. And I was very happy that I did so because there's some good ups and there's definitely some downs in this franchise. But the reason I picked this one to review today is because I still think it does hold up, and that's what we're going to get into. So first off, the atmosphere and the setting. It's a quiet summer camp in the woods. It looks peaceful, but somehow it feels wrong from the first frame. The silence, the flickering lights, the creaky cabins, it's horror gold. It's the kind of place where you just know someone's going to die before breakfast. And once you've got that awesome horror setting, then you need to fill it with the right characters. And this one's got the jokester, the flirty couple, the nice girl, the tough guy, you name it. Every horror cliche you can think of before it was even a horror cliche. They're fun to watch though, and part of the charm is guessing who's going to be next. And spoiler, it's usually one that says, "I'll be right back." The kills aren't as over the top as later slashers, but that is also part of the charm. They use shadows, sound, and clever camera angles to make it scarier. Tom Savini did the makeup effects, and for 1980, it's pretty impressive. A little bit of blood, but a lot of imagination. And of course, you have that classic and iconic sound, the still gives me chills to this day. And it's like every time you hear it, you just know something horrendous is about to happen. All right, give it a bloody rest, mate. Jesus. And then we've got Alice, the first true final girl of the franchise. She doesn't run straight into danger. She fights back. She's clever, calm, and by the end, she's chopping heads off and taking names. It was actually refreshing to watch someone make decent decisions in a horror movie for once. And then you've got the mystery killer. And here's where it gets interesting. For first-time viewers, this twist still surprises people. We spend the whole film thinking that the killer's some random psycho, and then bam, it's Pamela Voorhees, Jason Voorhees' mum, someone you've never seen before in your life. So it makes it quite funny because you've never seen this woman, and you're like, well, who's that? It's funny. This little old dear just been going around absolutely slaughtering people. I mean, she's a grieving mother who's completely lost it, but she's creepy in like the most human way. She's a PTSD mum turned horror icon. And once Alice has sorted out Jason's mum, just when you think it's over, Alice is chilling in a boat and bam, Jason bursts out of the lake in one of the most iconic jump scares in movie history. Seriously, I bricked it. Even if you've seen it before, it still makes you jump. And that moment right there, that's what set up one of the biggest horror franchises ever. So my final thought is that Friday the 13th may not be perfect, but it's pure classic horror fun. It's the movie that gave us summer camp slashers and the don't go in there trope, and of course, Jason. It really is a must watch for any horror fan. Even if it is a little bit slow at the beginning, it's well worth it for that creepy build-up and that killer finale. So what do you guys think? Do you still think Friday the 13th scary? Or is it just a classic piece of horror history? You let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support. So don't go sleeping at Summer Camp Crystal Lake anytime soon. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious